Backstage update on WWE's changing WrestleMania 42 title match plans. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I am Elena. Have a nice day. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. WrestleMania season always brings twists, but the latest backstage conversations inside WWE have pushed things in a direction few expected. Creative teams have been reevaluating what the undisputed WWE Championship match should look like at WrestleMania 42, and the picture now looks very different from early plans. Drew McIntyre's title defense was originally mapped out with a straightforward singles match in mind. Those ideas have been pulled back. The company is weighing new versions of the main event that feature more moving parts and a wider cast of contenders. Reports from several reliable wrestling outlets say the shift comes from a desire to avoid a predictable setup. McIntyre has been featured in a long series of intense programs this year, and WWE leadership wants the WrestleMania card to feel fresh. That has opened the door to multi-man possibilities, including scenarios as big as a six-pack challenge. Even triple threat and fatal four-way formats have been discussed in production meetings. It is still early enough for those ideas to change, but the fact that they are being seriously explored tells you the company is not locked into anything yet. Reassessing the title picture. Dave Meltzer reported in the Wrestling Observer newsletter that the one-on-one plan was almost certainly heading to the scrap pile. It was not an issue with the talent involved as much as a broader desire to shake up the WrestleMania structure. The creative team felt another standard defense might not generate the level of anticipation they want for the biggest show of the year. That thinking has pushed the conversation toward matches with more competitors and more unpredictable finishes. Names being brought up privately include Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Sami Zayn, Aleister Black, and Jacob Fatu. Each brings a different energy to the title scene, which is why WWE is open to stacking the match with multiple personalities instead of committing early to a single challenger. Cody remains the strongest candidate among the group because of ongoing storyline threads, but he is no longer viewed as the only option. The company is being careful not to frame his involvement as automatic. Cody's role remains important. Rhodes has stayed near the top of internal discussions. Even after dropping the title earlier in the year, he continues to be one of the company's most reliable emotional anchors. There is interest in crafting a story that puts him back into the title mix without repeating last year's path too closely. That is part of the reason the multi-man formats are appealing. They let WWE protect several top names while keeping the long-term arcs flexible. Whether Rhodes walks into WrestleMania as the main challenger or as one of several, his presence on the card is not in doubt. What the company is trying to finalize is how to use him in a way that raises the stakes without overcrowding the narrative. Roman Reigns remains a variable. Roman Reigns is another major factor still hanging in the background. Early drafts of the card had at least one version in which Reigns would step back into the world title spotlight. That idea cooled as WWE moved through the fall. Reigns is expected back around the Royal Rumble, which should clarify his path, but right now he is not penciled into the main title match for WrestleMania 42. This does not reflect any loss of confidence in him. It is more a matter of balancing fresh matchups with long-running threads. WWE prefers to use Reigns strategically so that each of his appearances feels important. That is why his WrestleMania direction is being kept open until after the Rumble gives the creative team a clearer sense of momentum. Fans respond to the moving pieces. Fans have already begun reacting to the changes, especially those who follow booking trends closely. Some enjoy the uncertainty because it breaks WWE's habit of locking in the WrestleMania lineup months in advance. Others are unsure about adding too many bodies into the title picture. There is always a risk that a match with several stars turns into a highlight reel instead of a focused story. Still, The general sentiment is that WrestleMania works best when it feels big, dramatic, and unpredictable. If the company can find that balance, the final card could end up stronger than the original outline. Creative leadership pushes for new ideas. Triple H and his team are behind these adjustments. Since taking a larger creative role, he has encouraged more flexibility in the booking process. That means the company is willing to revisit plans even deep into WrestleMania season if a better option appears. The internal message is simple. Do not stay committed to an idea just because it was the first version on the table. This mindset has helped WWE avoid repetitive matchups. It also gives the team room to respond to crowd reactions, injuries, and timing issues that come with producing weekly television. The results from that night will help determine whether WWE pushes forward with a crowded title match or returns to a more focused one-on-one story. Official ratings for every superstar on WWE 2K26 revealed. Roman Reigns isn't highest. With the release of WWE 2K26 on the horizon, fans have been excitedly awaiting how their favorite superstars stack up this time around. Fans adored last year's edition of the title, with some calling it the best of the series so far. So how do they make it better this time around? Well, simply put, they expand on every level. The new title includes a playable roster of more than 400 superstars from past and present. More venues have been added, including the likes of Clash in Paris 2025, as well as nostalgic throwbacks such as WCW Nitro and ECW One Night Stand 2006. Added to this, an array of new match types, with stipulations such as the iconic Inferno match available, as well as I Quit fights and more. But the most important part for most fans is who is this year's highest-rated superstar, who has been undervalued, and who has been overrated well. The usual candidates top the men's roster. With two tied for top of the list with a rating of 95, no prizes will be awarded if you guessed that Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes remain at the top, and it won't come as a surprise to see that Brock Lesnar has returned with a strong 94 rating for the 12th edition of the iconic series. The cover star, CM Punk, comes in as the highest-ranked WWE Raw superstar alongside Lesnar and Seth Rollins, with all three just missing out on the top spot. Another 5 members of the men's roster are rated at 90 or higher, and these are the usual suspects: Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, and Gunther, as well as Braun Breaker, whose meteoric rise continues. Logan Paul also holds on to his 90 rating from 2K25, which may be a surprise to some. On the women's side, Rhea Ripley remains the most dominant superstar. She holds on to the 96 rating she had in 2025 as she continues to be the leading name. Bianca Belair, though, isn't too far away from Ripley, as she holds a rating of 94, making her the highest-rated superstar on the SmackDown brand. The women's side of the roster is stacked with the likes of Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Asuka, Io Sky,